Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drehan, your host who apparently does not know how to spell conversion properly. I can't believe I've been doing this for the whole entire series, and I've just noticed it a few days ago. Yeah, let's fix that real quick. There we go. Character conversions. Don't know why I put a T there. Anyway, viewers, welcome back. It's been a while. I've kind of been drawing blanks on what I should do for a character conversion, but today I have finally finished one. Today we are doing Transformers. Now, this series is a childhood favorite of mine, and I got inspiration for this video from the series Beast Machines, which is the first one I was able to watch. Words. Beast Machines was the first Transformers animated series that I remember watching, which later in life I figured out was actually a sequel series to Beast Wars. Now, the animation style really has not aged well, but this was a great show. This was actually the time where we got a gorilla Optimus Prime, who's called Optimus Primal, leader of the Maximals. And honestly, it was really good. I really liked Optimus in this series. And we also got a T-Rex Megatron from the Predicons. I've actually got 3 of this Megatron as a toy. 2 of them with the original coloration, which is purple, and I have 1 with a red coloration instead, which is pretty cool. I really like it. There's also a Dragon Megatron, apparently. Haven't been able to get my hands on it, unfortunately. But childhood memories aside, let's go ahead and get on with the build. Now, this build is actually really good, and I was inspired to do this because of Exploring Eberron. And they have a special subclass for one of the classes, and we will be talking about that later. We're going to start off, as always, with the stats using the point-buy system. Now, I wanted Wisdom to be our highest stat here, with Dexterity and Charisma coming second. Constitution and Intelligence will be 12, with our lowest stats being Strength. But it's not going to be an 8, it's going to be a 10. That way, we're at least decent on our stats. Alright, so our race is obviously going to be a Warforged, since they're robots. It makes sense to do that. This will give us a +2 to our Constitution and a +1 to our Intelligence, which is fine. Thanks to Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, you can do what you wish for your stat increases, but I'm going to leave it be, because I like it. You get Constructed Resilience, Sentry's Rest, Integrated Protection, a skill, we're going to go with Stealth, and languages, Common and Muldrin. Now, backgrounds, this is up to you and what type of character you want to build. You can go with either the Faction Agent, which is what I would probably prefer. You'll get the skill Insight in either Intimidation or Persuasion, depending on which faction you're going with. Are you a Maximal or are you a Predicon? Languages, you'll get Sylvan and Undercommon, is the 2 choices I would probably pick. You also get the feature known as Safe Haven. The second background that I would recommend is Knight of the Order. This is more if you want to build either Optimus Primal or Megatron, since they are higher ups in their field. For skills, you'll get Persuasion and History. You get proficiency in one gaming set or a musical instrument of your choice. You also get a bonus language in one language of choice. I'd say Sylvan is the best one. You also get the feature Knightly Regard, which is pretty useful for someone like Optimus or even Megatron. Alright, now, for our classes, we are going back to the Grease Monkey's Handbook, because, oh my goodness, isn't it amazing? I have talked about this handbook in a couple of my builds already, but I never went over the classes that well. I only went over their prestige class. Their main classes, oh my goodness, let me tell you. The first one we're going to go over is Cleric. You get your normal Cleric features. For skills, Insight and Religion are the best options. Now, for your domain. The Mechanus domain is going to be your best choice here for a Transformers build. And there are some domain spells that are exclusive to the Grease Monkey's Handbook, so I will not be listing them here. I encourage you to grab the Grease Monkey's Handbook yourself. But if you do not want to, stay until the end and I will list some alternative domains that you can use for your Cleric Transformer. Hold on a second. Forgot one important thing. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, your second option is to grab a Paladin, which also has a wonderful subclass in the Grease Monkey's Handbook, which we'll go over later. For your skills, get Insight and Religion. Doesn't truly matter. You'll get your Divine Sense and Lay on Hands for your Paladin. Now, your multi-class. Grab Druid. We're going to go 2 levels into it. I'm going to skip over the... Well, not exactly skip over it. You'll get Druidic and your spellcasting, which is going to be using your Wisdom modifier. And thanks to exploring Eberron, we get Circle of the Forged for our Druid Circle. If you wanted to use the Grease Monkey's Handbook even further, they have a similar circle, Circle of Steel, which does roughly the same thing as Circle of the Forge, which is somewhat annoying. I wish some of these creators would not do that. If it's already a thing, it's kind of annoying to duplicate your results. Anyway, for Circle of the Forge, you get your Circle Forms, which is very similar to your Circle of the Moon. But you also get the addition of Skin of Steel. This will give your wild shapes a Warforged feel to them. They'll be made out of wood and metal, which I think was really cool and what inspired me for this video. Alright, so now, going back to our Paladin. At level 3, we get a Oath. And thanks to the Grease Monkey's Handbook, we can choose the Oath of Primus. Once again, there are special spells that I will not go over for the Oath spells. And you also get Channel Divinity in Sanctified Ammunition and Divine Judgment, which are really cool. Alright, let's go ahead and finish this video off really quick with the alternative subclasses that you might want to choose for your Transformers build. Now, if you wanted to go with the maximal build, much like Optimus Primal, and you have a Paladin, Oath of Ancients and Oath of the Crown are your best bets. If you go for a Cleric build, the Domain of Order and Unity from the Unearthed Arcana are pretty good substitutes. Now, if you want a more Predicon build, your Paladin is going to want to go with either the Oath of Treachery or the Oath of Conquest, depending on which one of them you're basing it off of and which version you're going off of. For a Cleric that is a Predicon, the Domain of Trickery and the Domain of War fit really well. Alright, dear viewers, I do apologize for this somewhat short video. I wish I could have gone into a little more detail, but I'm going to have to end things here for today. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, this has been Drehan, and I am offline.